Hello and welcome to Bad Things Worse, episode number 2.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, so today my little brother Albert had an idea
Okay.
to have a Battleship.
The game Battleship, the classic. I think
Yes.
most kids probably have played this.
And if you haven't, let me give you a quick recap. So basically you guess coordinates and they'll tell you if you hit or missed their ships, and you'll place down ships at the start of the game. And your goal is to sink all of your opponent's battleships.
All right, yeah, and so you also keep track of the other person's map with the upper part. So it's kind of like a book that or like how you open a laptop. You open the board for Battleship, and there's a grid on it. Is it a 10 by 10 grid? I forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so Battleship. And you also have 5 ships, I believe. And
yes.
The ships are of varying length between 2 length and 5 length.
1 2 length, 2 3 length, 1 4 length, and 1 5 length.
Okay.
You have to hit all of your opponent's battleship, like all 5 spaces on the big 5 one, to sink it.
And it's a war of attrition. Either somebody's gonna lose all of their ships, right?
Yes.
All right. And so the best way to win the most exciting way to win Battleship is through Pyrrhic victory, where you've lost all of your ships except for 1. Right? Or is it better to win if your opponent has hit none of your ships and they've just been incredibly unlucky? I'm trying to decide which one's better.
No. No, let's start. So, what are good things about Battleship?
I think some things that are good about Battleship are the gameplay. The game is a reasonable length, so it takes less than an hour, but it's more than 20 minutes, right? So it's it's a game that you can start. There is going to be an end pretty soon after you've started.
Let's try an hour or 2. Let's make it an hour.
You want to make it a longer game. Because Monopoly is a forever game, right? So
yes.
Are we gonna make this a forever game somehow?
Yeah.
Okay.
20 by 20 board.
All right. In war games that the United States does, they can actually resurrect ships during their war games. So if we added a resurrection capability within Battleship, that would definitely draw out the game.
You can sacrifice 3 or so turns to resurrect one of your ships.
I like it. So you say I'm going to skip 3 turns, but I'm going to get my Battleship back.
Yeah.
Okay. That would make it a forever game then.
No, but the smaller battleships are better, right? And objectively better, right?
Right. So the little tiny ship, they're harder to hit.
So hear me out here. The 2 you need to sacrifice 5 turns. For one of the 3s, you need to sacrifice 4 turns. For the 4, you need to sacrifice 3. For the big, you need to sacrifice only 2.
Yeah, but with the big one, it still takes 5 turns to sink a battleship,
yeah, I see
right?
what you mean. So let's just make it however many spaces the battleship has, right?
That's how many. Yeah, so you can resurrect with that.
But no, so you have to sacrifice that amount of turns. But also, there's a chance that the resurrection doesn't work. Because we need a element of randomness.
Okay, all right. So you roll a dice. Are we doing the 4-sided die with this one?
I need it to be I think we need what's some ridiculously arbitrary number?
Well, so we have that dice that's what is it? 2, 4...
2, 4, 8, 16...
32 and 64?
Yeah.
All right. If it has a 2 in it, then you can't.
What?
So if it's 32 or 2, then you can't resurrect.
That's just a 1 in 6 chance.
It's a 1 in 3 chance then, because there's 6 sides to that dice. 32.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Did I not say that?
Yeah, 1 in 6. You had said 1 in 6, but it's 1 in 3, I think. It's okay. All right, so that makes the game so it's gonna last freaking forever. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now, another thing that's I call it good and bad about Battleship is that it's a deterministic game. So when you set the board up, there is your pieces don't move, right?
Yes.
And there's a set number of places that you can explode things. Actually, let's go back to that resurrect capability. Can you resurrect on where like pieces have already landed?
No. Well, no, that would make more sense, yes. Because, right, if a cannonball goes into the water, it's in the water. You can place another ship over.
So if we introduce this, what's your, like, you know how, like, how you can open the laptop, like, in the top part of the laptop where the screen would be, that's where you're keeping track of where, like, you've, like, shot?
Yeah.
That's completely worthless, basically, because now you can resurrect ships anywhere on the map.
Yes. Yes.
All right, excellent. All right, so now you've completely blinded the person.
But hear me out here.
All right.
2 cannonballs will stack too high to put ships on top, right? So if it has 2 places where they hit, if they hit the same place twice, you can't put a ship on top of that anymore.
How would you, as a player resurrecting a ship, know that a cannonball's hit twice?
You place another peg on top of another peg. If they hit it once, and then they hit it again, and it's still empty, then you place another white peg on that.
All right, so I've hit it once, and then I resurrect the ship over it.
Yes.
But then I resurrect the ship over on top of the peg?
Yes.
All right, I can get behind that. That'll work. All right, so now we've got a way, so now we have to double hit, and for some reason these cannonballs are so large that when they land,
the 2 of them land on top of each other.
It's an incredibly shallow water that this entire like battlefield is at. Is that what it is?
Yes.
It's like the tide. Oh no! I hope the tide doesn't go out. All the ships are gonna be grounded. All right. So now we have. So the gameplay at this point is that it lasts forever. Like when you have the ships. Like, if you sink a ship, you can resurrect it. But you can only resurrect it on things. So there is actually an end to this gameplay, because after you've shot everywhere twice, the board is no longer playable, right? So there is an end to this game. All right.
It will take a few. You know how Monopoly, sometimes you have to leave it out a few days?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to leave this out a few days.
All right. So it's a deterministic game where everything is like kind of like preset at the beginning. Can the ships move in this game?
I mean, I kind of want to make it so you can like.
Yeah. I'm like, what are other things about, like, so Battleship doesn't have dice. We've introduced a dice for like the resurrect capability.
Yeah.
But like we could have, like, you know how Pokemon has a bunch of like crazy rules that nobody understands and nobody actually plays it.
Yeah.
Like, what if we added a card deck to this game?
Imagine one of our like one viewer that likes Monopoly and Pokemon.
They're like, what? What's wrong with Monopoly? I like playing games for 5 hours. I know all the rules to Pokemon. I play with my friends every day. What's wrong with these podcast hosts?
But like there's half cannonballs, which you can spit 2 half cannonballs.
Okay.
And if they hit, then you're going to have to like and if you hit a battleship, then there's only like a 50% chance that it's actually correct and it says that it hit.
Okay.
Or nah, that wouldn't make sense. And there's only a 50% chance that each cannonball even goes through.
Okay.
So you launch 2 basically,
but
each of them has a 50% chance of actually working.
Huh. That doesn't. Okay. So if I do this half and half, then if I roll.
If I flip a coin or whatever.
Flip a coin. So I got a 50-50 chance of it actually hitting.
Yes.
But I do have a 25% chance of both of them hitting. And
a 25% chance of both of them missing.
Yeah, but that seems like a pretty good option.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good little, like, that adds a little bit of flavor to, like, you know, shooting.
Yeah.
At battleships.
Also, I feel like being able to pick your own pieces at the start gives strategy. So, like, I don't want the players to have any strategy, you know? You
don't want any strategy.
Yeah, so what if we make it so they randomly assigned and the players just do nothing but guess random coordinates?
So what if a random number generator is what actually has the coordinates? It's like a coordinate generator.
Yeah.
And you actually have no choice in this game at all.
Yeah.
The only choice in the game is resurrecting. It's like
Resurrecting and whether you do a half cannonball.
that's pretty awful. So like yeah, so it's like where it hits though is like completely random coordinator generator. You have like a little thing in front of you that like you press a button and it'll give you like the coordinates.
Yeah. Yes.
That sounds pretty awful. Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
And also I was thinking about that like I want some random odds. So like, you know how that half cannonball thing?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you flip it, there's like a 10% chance that it doesn't go through, period, and you just don't get that turn.
Oh, it's backfire. It backfires and like you lose like you actually hit one of your own ships.
Yeah, but the ship where there's a 25%, well no, 10% chance.
I like the 10%
backfires.
chance. It's pretty arbitrary. Like there isn't a 10-sided die.
Yes, there is.
There is?
There is.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word on that.
Okay.
I disagreed with you last time.
Guys, comment down below if there's a 10-sided dice.
There's a surprisingly small number of like perfectly geometrical shapes for the number of sizes. I think I remember that. Like the types of dice, there's not that many dice actually where all the shapes on each side of the dice are exactly the same. I could be totally wrong here.
I mean, theoretically, there's every single number of sides on a dice, right?
You can create it, but will the size of the shape? Because like, with like 6-sided dice, it's a square.
Yeah.
And then a 4-sided dice is a triangle.
Yes.
Like as you like go up, like there's not like you can't have like a 5-sided dice where all of the sides are the same.
Yes, you could.
You can.
Theoretically.
I don't think that you can.
I mean, they would need to be a very specific shape, right?
All right.
But
So
they would interlock perfectly.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it probably doesn't exist, but it could hypothetically exist.
I think that it can, but you know what? I'm not certain about this. So, guys, you have to comment down below.
Yeah.
Does a 5-sided die with all the shapes, every shape being exactly the same on the dice, does that exist?
Yeah. So we're having them comment down below 2 things now.
All right, what are they commenting down below now?
Okay, they have to comment down below. Does a 10-sided die exist?
Okay.
And is it theoretically possible to have any number of sides on a dice?
Where the shape is the same for that particular dice.
Yes. And also comment down below smiley face if you're actually watching this video. Guys, comment down below top hat if you like Monopoly.
Yeah. And if you like Pokemon, do like a little Pikachu character.
No, I don't think that's an emoji.
That's not an emoji?
I don't think so.
Oh, man. Like
Guys, comment down below if the Pikachu emoji is an emoji.
All right, back to Battleship. All right, so we've created a Battleship game that makes it so that you basically have no choice except for accidentally blowing yourself up with 10% chance. You have you can decide to either do a 1-shot or a 2-shot, but if you do a 2-shot, there's a chance that you won't be able to get either shot off, and and you can resurrect ships.
Yes.
All right. How else could we make this game awful?
Well, what are good things about this game we have?
There's only 2 colors with so when you're shooting.
And then it's like, no, we need a special color like blue for if it was from the backfire from the half cannonball.
Okay, so like purple or something.
Yeah.
Isn't it blue and red? What are the colors of the?
No, red and white.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And
All right,
then
so blue.
I also want a what's another random color? Like, we have yellow.
Okay.
Yellow's half cannonballs.
Okay. All right. I like it. And then the half cannonballs, you have to stack up 4 of those to be able to invalidate a spot.
So it only counts as half of it.
Exactly.
So you can have 1 regular and 2.
Exactly. Yep. You're with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 yellow, 1 red.
Yeah, and if a half cannonball hits, then it's a yellow. But if a half cannonball misses, then it's like a green.
So confusing.
And if backfire hits, then it's a blue, and if it misses, it's a purple.
Let's keep on adding random rules.
So,
All right.
so let's
And every 10th turn, you have to swap the colors to the opposite. No, this is the 20th turn. It needs to be fuchsia. We used the fuchsia ones for this. Magenta. You have to pull out the turquoise one for the 30th turn. It's a special turn. All right. It's like you're playing the game and like you don't have any turquoise things because you lost them all, and you're like, oh, we can't play the 30th round now. The game is ruined. I think this is pretty awful. I think this is a game that we have made worse.
let's do our checklist.
Okay.
Is it easy to learn?
No, this sounds incredibly difficult to learn.
Does it have a random factor?
This thing definitely has a random factor to it.
Do you have is it unfair
This
to the
game
players?
This game is definitely unfair. It will frustrate both players.
Okay, to us, would it be confusing?
It would be incredibly confusing because we would argue about the color of the pieces that we need to do, and then also this entire like 2-shot with a 10% chance of it backfiring and the color changing when it hits the color. Like,
No, it's fuchsia this turn.
all right, so we got to name this thing. So this is a battleship,
Yeah.
right? But
What is the appropriate name for this monstrosity of a game?
all right, so I don't know. Do you have any idea? Like it's like Battleship, but you can resurrect the ships, and they can shoot twice but backfire. And there's all these like wild colors that are arbitrarily played at different times. It could be arbitrary ship. No. What do you think?
Unfair.
You could have like battle and then have a word and then ship. It's like battle rainbow ship or. What do you think?
Nah.
All right, man. What's it gonna be?
I don't know. There's no appropriate name to make this terrible thing.
Yeah. Attrition ship.
Attrition ship.
Attrition ship.
Misfire Battleship.
The Battleship Misfire edition.
Misfire ship.
I think like the Misfire edition, like
Yeah,
Battleship Misfire edition.
Yep. Battleship Misfire edition.
I like that. We have created a new edition of Battleship.
Yeah.
All right, I dig it. All right, Battleship Misfire edition.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here.
If this ever, guys, we need to comment down below a pizza emoji if you made it to the end of the video.